Hey guys, welcome back. This is, sorry my mom texted. This is part 2 to our little experiment on doing Nagini's background. As you can tell, I had a very busy day today, and we also, besides moving everything in the apartment, we did our tree. Our cute little tree with the Grinch rug. And I just kicked all my knives. And with every feather, or I should say wings, on that tree is somebody we have lost dear, as well as I put one in honor of the friend I had recently just lost. So that's what all those wings stand for on my tree, is every beautiful soul that has been lost. So with the enclosure today, we are going to cut and shape out the foam, and in my opinion, I think I might only have to do the ledge. So I'll show you guys in a second. And then we are also going to paint right after I cut and shape everything. And I'm gonna save the vacuuming out the enclosure for tomorrow, so that way I don't wake up my son. And we are going to get started. Okay, so as you can see, pretty solid. So that should definitely hold up a beautiful little girl who has not come out yet of her enclosure. Or I should say out of her hide. See the temporary tank? She's back in her old one for the time being. But okay, so I have like little piece here. So we are going to carve out. I picked 3 knives to carve, and I think with the background it's pretty good. It almost looks like that rocky kind of shape, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't want to flatten it too much and then it just looks dull and boring. After painting and everything, then I'll explain basically what the next step will be. But I'm just gonna carve this little bit right up here to make sure that the top can come back on. I have to use a serrated. This one's my softer. Also try not to ruin the tank. There we go. There's a little here. It pretty much turns into foam, so it's really easy to pull off. Okay, thought I'd cut a little more only because I want to make sure the top is fine where it's gonna be. All right, so this is what it basically turns into, is foam. So it's great. Ironically, great stuff. Okay, I think I'm gonna stick with the smooth blade and start carving out over here. Pieces away, since I'm not going to vacuum it today for any little pieces. I'm going to try and flatten it as much as I can, because again, I don't want to go too far down and then I find the foam board. Even though keeping some bumps will give it texture. And my only thing is I'm a little upset on placement, because as you could tell where my foot is, it's like, it's really high and the substrate doesn't go that high. So like if I do my hand from the barrier, it's literally right there. It's hitting some foam, which I mean I could cut off, but I mean it really doesn't matter. But I'm just hoping it's not too high where it's so close to her heat structure, you know? So I'm just hoping it's not bad placement. Kind of hard to tell placement when you don't have the, you know, top on and everything. I mean, I guess I could have. Anyway, hindsight 2020, right? So, something for you guys to think about when you're gonna form, if you're gonna also make a platform for any of your reptiles, to maybe take the top off after you've placed and kind of measured out where you might want it to go. So that's a thought. Sitting there loosely, so that's why I'm taking it off. I think this is fine. There's a little spot here that I didn't notice before. So I'm just gonna stuff it. Sorry guys, my big head's on the way. I am just taking a look. Obviously these things are so easy to peel off that so I think that's good for her. And she'll be able to climb. Of course, I'm not worried about her reaching. She's a very big girl, as you guys noticed in one of the other videos. She could be 3 feet. It's been kind of hard to measure a snake, so I've mostly been using the length of the tanks to guesstimate. But, okay, so as you can tell, this had formed beautifully. Holding everything in place. excited. All right, so now that I'm kind of done forming, I'm gonna leave all these pieces here and I'm gonna get the paint together. Hey guys, so this is what happened in the beginning of what I was trying to do. It's been a couple days and I was stupid in how I tried to open the paint can. So this is my end result. And I also realized I didn't get the paint color mixed. So we had to go back, return the paint, and have them mix the color. So I was just full of bright ideas that night. But just to kind of give me peace, since you know how much we all love our jobs, I am going to stir the color. Nice, right? Nice color. Okay, so my husband got this for me so I wouldn't hurt myself again. He says I need to be babysat. Okay, I just get the stir. I guess if you guys want something to watch, I'm just gonna stir the paint. I'm gonna move my phone away from it though. Okay. Just gonna stir it, make sure everything's all good. This would be such a pretty contrast to the pink flowers, I think. Now, as I said in my other video, I have bought a slanted brush to try and get into the little corners and crevices. So this is going pretty well. As you could tell, I had the tank put on his back so that way it was easier for me to reach and paint. It's just easier for me to see and get to everything. But there's a ton of progress here. And honestly, I'm not doing thick coats of paint. It is just enough that you can spread some and then start getting into all the little cracks and corners. So that much is done so far. And by the time we come back, I will be painting the ledge. Okay, so as you can tell, I got majority of this back done. Okay, so as you can tell, I got huge majority of it done. So I will make a part 3. I don't feel all that great, so I'm gonna try and prepare myself for work. But majority of background's done. In part 3, we will do the ledge, and at least while the ledge is drying, I can hot glue the flowers to the background since I don't plan on putting anything on the ledge. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed a little snippet on how to do the background and paint it. Remember, you don't need to put so much on the brush. Just put a little, scrape off one side of the brush and brush through your foam and kind of like attack it, as you saw me so aggressive with the brush to get into all those little crevices to try and cover up any white spots. But in part 3, I will do the ledge, flowers, and hopefully can put her in the next day. So it's way more delayed than I hoped, but at least it's getting done. So hope you enjoyed everything. Thanks guys for coming, and like and subscribe.